Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the tradingsyndicate.org. I'm JJ. Good to have you with us. And yeah, it's an interesting time to be a trader in these markets. What's up, Jam? Hey, Raj. Forget about it. Nano. What's going on, folks? Already feels like a Friday, and it's only Tuesday. Well, Jam, it's not that they're refusing to sell lower like a petulant child. They don't have to sell lower, right? But you got a good start there, brother. You got a good start. Hey, Roded. So let's look at what he said. And, right, nobody wants to buy it here, right? I mean, the only people who are buying here are people who are being bought in, buy-ins, and FOMO longs, right? Nobody's going to put a position together here when a market's got four short positions that's holding it up. Good morning. Hey, Zeth. Hey, Rufus. Hey, AJ. How you doing? Nadia, welcome. I'll throw an apple chart up in a second. So the way we do things is we look through the S&P and we look basically top down. So overnight inventory is long. We've had one correction down into that single print area where the bids are, and we pop back up. Okay. Scenarios for the open. Right? This is called excess. Z. These are single prints, these are single prints, these and these. Single prints happen between two distributions. Oh, thanks, Adia. Welcome. So, on any kind of liquidation, look for these areas, and we'll go into detail about this. It's so rare I get a request for a chart. Let's go take a look at Crabapple. What's Crabapple doing? Whoa! Holy cow. So, Apple's trading 254. And I don't know. I think there's something wrong with my data because it's not showing proper. It's showing an open. Do you guys have a gap on Apple? Anyone? Bueller? I should go take a look. Oh, yeah, there is a gap. $256.64 is a high. Okay. Well, once Apple gets up over 261, 262, it'll start cranking because there's nobody with a cost basis up there to sell into it. Interesting. Really interesting on Apple. kind of snuck up on us, didn't it? It snuck up on us. I'll let that load. So, we have, yes, Mr. Powell is speaking at 12:35 Eastern Time. What he is speaking about, I have no clue. All I know is it would be a good time to have lunch. I'd rather not trade when he's talking. I mean, unless he's talking about how he went over budget on the Federal Reserve building renovations or something like that. So how do we trade this, ladies and gentlemen? We really need a liquidation. Okay? Now, overnight inventory is long, and we need a correction. Problem is we have four distinct areas where the short sellers yesterday got trapped. The way the market traded yesterday, and I was thinking about it, at the close I was watching it trade, and I saw, remember if you guys were in the rooms, I said the buy-ins are starting to happen. And you could see the buy-ins happening at the end of the day because just large chunks of volume really high up here, right? If you see a lot of volume up at a high of a market, especially on a day that it's put in, a record high, that is definitely buy-ins. Those are people, that's forced short covering. Somebody got really offside yesterday, and when they went to go and buy size, the market would just get away from them. You'd see it, and then they'd be size, and the market gets away, and the market gets away, and as soon as it took that high, all hell broke loose. Now, the price action wasn't fast, but it was a slow and methodical creep up. That's what you guys have to watch out for in these markets, because they're not run by human beings anymore. Everything is computerized trading, right? Everything is cold, calculated numbers. And those numbers, that order flow comes in slow. So when it comes in slow like that, you really have to respect it and be very careful shorting, especially when you're at all-time highs, right? Now, I know it's tempting to want to short the all-time high because you missed the move up. But just because you missed the move up doesn't mean there's a trade for you in the short, right? The reverse trade might take a couple of days for this thing to sell off. Then again, it might sell off at the open. The only way we can determine how we're going to trade it is we have to sit, put some orders in, and watch it trade. Thanks, Alexander. 57% of equity. Yeah, so this is futures, and, listen, if I was running a couple of $100 million, I would have somebody writing algorithms. Hey, Anne-Marie, how are you? Wow, it's good to see you. Has been a long time, my friend. Hope you're having a good fall. Thank you so much for being with us. Well, it's good to have you with us. Hopefully, with your brain on top of my brain, maybe we'll be able to figure this out. One thing for sure is I'll tell you folks something. They're going to be writing about this market in 100 years. Right? They will write about this market. This is one of the most strange markets I have ever seen, where I've never seen a market where supply is so limited. And I've never seen a market utilize short covering as much as this. It's really quite amazing. And what was the stat that I put in the room this morning? According to Bloomberg, we've had 28 record highs this year. Amazing. 28 of them. Seems like every other day we have a record high. And the liquidations only last for a day. Right? I mean, if you look at Apple yesterday, Apple traded, over 100 million shares. But really, that's the first time it's traded big volume in a long time. For a stock that has 16 billion shares in the float, trades less than 1% of its float every day. And that's because that stock is locked up by not people, but institutions that can afford to hold 900 million shares of Apple for 30 years. And it's paid for in cash. Can you imagine? Right? So not only do we look at who owns, we must look at a stock. We also have to look at stock location and where it's placed and the people who own it. Right? Yeah, he did. He sold 400 million shares. Right? Right? It's amazing. The stock concentration, once you figure out that this market is meant to be marked up, it's not meant to be bought and sold like in the days when commission trading was a big thing. Now asset managers, they get paid to hold on to assets. Right? Hold those assets, mark them up every quarter, every year. Your assets under management grow. Your fees grow. It's a beautiful thing. Wealthy, high net worth individuals don't sell stock. They just get loans against it. It's a fascinating business. Now, how are we going to trade this crazy thing? Where's the trade? I got to say, I'm crazy short biased. Right? The value of reading filings. Yes, we'll do a session on that. SRU. What you want to be looking for are registration statements, anything that's UC dilution with. Right? So where's the trade? I am really short biased, Anne-Marie, but the chart's telling me to hold on. Right? Everything inside me from a business standpoint says this is just nuts. But when you look at the chart, let's dig into the chart since we're talking about it. Look at this. This is nuts. We've spent 26 half-hour periods at 67.51. We spent 13 hours at this price. It's surely not clear this morning, right? Common sense says that we get some sort of liquidation, right? The chart's telling us that's not happening right now, right? Now, look at the candles, right? So that's our TPO charts are telling us we came into this area where the first short position is lower, and immediately the shorts came in. This is like you dropped a piece of bologna off your countertop, and you have a St. Bernard sitting there. So the bologna doesn't even get the chance to hit the floor before the dog eats it. Right? That's what happened when we took out that O low and 45. The short sellers just came and gobbled it all up, right? So what these letters are, basically what this is, Davy Quant, is a market profile chart. It's a fancy way of looking at a half-hour bar candle chart. Each one of these letters represents a half-hour period. What they do is they let us see the volume at price and the market structure where the distribution is. So we've just been going back and forth in this box. So the market makers are, they're sellers above 50, they're buyers underneath 50. And we haven't had enough order flow to break it out of the overnight high or the overnight low. Down here, we have a lot of trapped shorts. That equals buying. Up here, we have our sellers. They're not really trapped, but that's where the sellers step in because nobody really wants to buy it over 55, so they sell it down, right? Now, if you look at the 1-minute candle chart, it shows you that business is really slow, right? When the candles look like, like a barcode on a box of Special K or cornflakes or Fruit Loops or whatever it is, right? It's a good question, Steve. So, if you know, right, of how business is done, what you're going to do is when the market sells off, you understand that it's not going to have that huge sell off that everybody's waiting for. Because that's not what the business supports right now. And there's no real material change, is there? So, yesterday we put in a new high, right? Has anything changed from yesterday to today? Has Apple all of a sudden said, you know what? We're going to make cotton candy. No more electronics. So it's business as usual. So what we want to do is we want to trade the look below and fail, the look above and fail of these balance zones until enough customer action, enough customers come in that the market will move one way or another. Till then, just trade the edges, right? If the price action is really slow, just wait a little bit, right? So I'm going to type this in the room. I'd say choppy small range. The market is bid at 45, offered at 54, right? Just according to this, right? I'm seeing bids here at 45 and at 54, right? So we want to trade that back and forth, okay? Right? Hey, yes, how you doing? Yeah, it's just a fancy half-hour candle chart. That's all it is. I haven't even set VWAP. What the heck is VWAP? Yeah, just take it easy. Wait for the market to open up. Find your edge. Wait for your edge. Don't be in any rush. It's Tuesday. You have nothing to prove. Wait for your setup. Wait for your trade. It'll all come together nicely. We have news today at some time, don't we? Yeah, if we get accepted over Friday's high, don't stand in front of it trying to short it. Because there's no overhanging inventory. Oh yeah, Fed speak. What what are they talking about, Anne Marie? Or is he talking about the next interest rate thing, or maybe he'll say something off the cuff. We can get some liquidation. That would be nice. You know, May- I don't understand Fed stuff. It's a little bit above my pay grade. We really need some liquidation. We'd get much better price action. I'm kind of hoping we get some liquidation today, tomorrow, before they mark it up into Thursday, Friday. Monday's month end. Tuesday is the last trading day of the month. Hey Joe, how you doing? What am I looking to trade? I only trade the ES, Nadia. I only trade one thing, right? I only trade one thing so I get to know it really well. If it's really slow, I don't trade. I'm old. I'm an old guy, and I've been trading for about 33 years. So sometimes when it's really choppy, I use that time to go work on something else, like working on a deal or something, right? Kind of play hooky, right? I'm like, oh, no work, great, perfect, right? I'll do some teaching, that kind of thing. When you've been around as much as I do, sometimes you appreciate the opportunity to not trade. Right? We get a little. The older we get a little lazy. I'm very basic in my trading. I have two basic trades that everything is based off of. One is called a look below and fail, and that's this sort of trade here when the market goes below a level and re-enters another. You buy some, you got a place to put your stop, and you got a target. The other trade that we take in this room is what we call the look above and fail. So we short, stop, target. I really am surprised by yesterday. Because when I was watching yesterday, I was thinking we'd get some liquidation yesterday, right? And then we got this weird sort of Olympic torch looking profile. Like I saw it, I was like, oh, they must have caught somebody really short yesterday, because or a bunch of people got short in bad trade location, and it's just I don't know. That was really kind of strange. And then I looked at Apple, and I hadn't looked at Apple for a couple of days, and Apple all of a sudden it woke up, right? And it started to run, and I think it dragged everybody with it, because you had Oracle and Tesla, right, and all the other cool kids deals running, right? Apple's like now the old man of the. So Apple finally woke up, right? And I think it woke up the market. Everybody who was short Apple and everyone short everything starting to come in and cover at the same time. Because Apple really haven't. I got some doozies coming down. We'll let you know. Um, with the iPhone 257, how much is that thing now, Kevin? Was it $5,000 for the phone? And sign your life away? Sorry, sorry. I, I have to make fun of Apple, right? Hey, listen. Anytime a company builds a $6 billion building, they open themselves up to ridicule. Okay. Yeah. I do not see a major crash. I see margin. I see margin events, but if COVID didn't shake loose BlackRock and Mr. Trump's Judgment Day, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, didn't shake anything loose, I unless something really strange happens, Black Swan, like a Black Swan event, and that is a testament to U.S. markets and how sound they are. Right? There's too much money out there. I mean, there's a lot of money. Somebody tried to sell me a dress shirt for £375, which is almost what, $600 for a dress shirt. There's just way too much money going around, flying around this place, right? Do I ever merge profiles? I do when I get really bored. I will merge a group of profiles together when I get really, really bored. I have not done it in a while. Okay, what are we going to do? It doesn't know. We can't get above the open. If we can't get above 50, 51, 50, 50 half, I'll do a test short. Let's see. Is there a seller at 50 half? There's a seller. But I see the offer moving up. There, okay. So we're short 50. Where am I short? 50 quarter. And I scratched it already. So we'll look for 53 half. That's where the bulk of the stops will be. There'll be some down here as well. Man, it's choppy. So I took a stab at the short. As soon as I got in the short, I knew I was wrong. So I scratched the trade. Right? I'm very quick to admit I'm wrong. I don't mind. Ugh. Steve's videos are good. You should read them. You might learn something about them. Me, I'm simple. If it can't go down, it's going up. You know, it's the old market maker thing. You know, if you can't take it down, take it up and then take it down. Oh my goodness. That's why I have that under the desk treadmill which works. I'm not seeing an aggressive seller yet, my friends. I'm hoping for one, but there isn't one. Now, if we take out 53, it'll help us take out 53 half, which will trigger the next move higher to 54 half, and that overnight high. Let's see. Oh no, they sold into it at 53. This is that slow, creepy price action, and it looks like it's going to fall over at any time. And then you short it, and then it's up 6 ticks. All right, I already did that at the open. Let's see. Stops are getting taken. Can we go and stay above the overnight high? Not just yet. They're selling into it. If we get over 55, your target is the previous day high. So remember, we have an up scenario, a down scenario. I forgot the third scenario, which I apologize profusely for. The third scenario is just to go sideways, like we've been doing for all of Globex. But let's see what happens now. The longer you hold price stable, people will come and buy it. And eventually we'll pop over 55. I don't think we're going to get a crash until there's a material change. We'll get really large market corrections like we did in April, right? And like we did at COVID. Jeez. This is like a horrible look below and fail now. It's not even yet. It's going back and forth over 52 and a half. And there's not enough conviction. Gosh, this is really one of the most horrible markets to trade. You go long, you get stopped out. You go short, you get stopped out. Thanks, back one. See if you can go long at the 53s. If you're long off of that look below and fail at 52 half, remember there's going to be a seller right here at 54 half. Make sure you take advantage of it and sell into strength. Otherwise, you'll be holding inventory that you don't want to. Put your offers out. If you're long 53, 53 half, right? I'm selling 55, 55 quarter. See if I can get my last one out at half. There, that's respectable, right? Not the greatest trade. Just wanted to see if my brain was working. And that's really the first positive trade I've had today. And right back down. Let's see if it holds 52 half. Anybody still awake? You awake and caffeinated? And that's why you sell into strength. Oh, that's right. PMI 945. Okay. Let's see if we could take out. Oh, good grief. More responsive buying. Just what I thought. Okay, but we'll take out the open. Maybe take out the 49s. Go test lower. What I want to really see is I want to see how it reacts down here at 45 and 44. But boy, it is making us wait, isn't it? What was the reason for my short trade? Because I was biased short, and I was wrong. The reason was that I was wrong. Right? I was short biased. I took the short, and I quickly figured out that I was wrong. Right? Stuck my finger in the light socket, found out right away that no, that's not going to work. Right? I was really short biased coming in, and I thought sometimes when you think you see something happening, but it's your bias, right? But I've learned very quickly when I'm wrong is to get out quick. So one thing I've learned in trading is to take my ego and put it in a box. That's why you'll see people like they're going to trading competitions, and my job was to trade for my clients and made sure that there was a lot of money in their accounts at the end of the day. So I look at retail trading kind of the same way, where I have to exercise discipline, and as soon as I start thinking I'm too smart, oh, the market takes you out to the woodshed. Hey, there's the low getting taken out. Speaking of, can we get some follow through? Can we get some follow through? Yeah, you got to use the stops, and the stops will tell you if you're wrong. So let's see if we could. Oh man, if we could stay under 49 and a half, we could maybe short it down to 46, 47, right? But it's not staying under 49 and a half. He's not even a hard seller at VWAP. Look, there's a seller there, but not aggressive. You want them to come in and hammer it. And that's not happening. So it's very easy to get offside selling this market short. Very easy to get offside, right? So as soon as you are in a trade that is going against you, and you'll know, after a while you're like, oh man, why did I do that? Get out. Just get out. Don't wait. Don't try and talk your way out of it. Just get out. I've learned that the hard way. And I learned that working at a brokerage firm where traders would make mistakes, and the smart brokerage firms, not the one I worked at, but the smart brokerage firms, as soon as a trader made a mistake, they'd take the position away from that trader and give it to somebody else so they could trade out of it, because they had a fresh perspective and they weren't emotionally attached to that trade, right? That's the best way, because guys would get into trouble, be down like $200,000-$300,000. They'd screw something up, and the smart brokerage firms would immediately take it away and put somebody on it who was fresh. Get that trader who's emotionally attached to that position, get him off there. And it worked really well. They'd be able to trade out of things. Being stubborn and wrong is very expensive. Being stubborn and wrong is very expensive. You admit you're wrong quick and just get the hell out. Also, if you take trades and you find yourself, you know, you find yourself in doubt, start sizing out of the trade, right? Cutting contracts. There's really nothing wrong with admitting you're wrong. You'll be wrong a lot in this business. Oh, it's the fastest person to admit they're wrong is the one who preserves capital. No, that is completely wrong. The technical side is not easy to learn at all. And that is, unfortunately, Fred, why so many traders fail. Because they don't think about discipline, they don't learn about execution. Most technical traders trade wrong. They have no idea how a market works. Psychology is, listen, if you are a brain surgeon, let me put it to you this way, Fred. If you'd never taken an anatomy course, or you'd taken limited anatomy, right? I really think that if you understand what you're doing, you'll need less trading psychology. But I grew up in the business, so I don't think like you guys. You guys think completely differently than I do, right? And that's why psychology plays so much of a role when you're not proficient and skilled in your business. Most people who are trading, and this is going to be controversial, I would say 99% of people who are retail trading have no clue what the hell they're doing. So no amount of psychology in the world is going to help you with that. Right? They're over trading, they're oversized, they're undercapitalized, they have massively crazy expectations on how much money they think they're going to make. And unfortunately, they just get destroyed. But that's me, right? Because I don't think any amount of trading psychology is going to make you profitable if you don't know what you're doing. It'd be like a heart surgeon who says, you know what, I need trading psychology. I'm sorry, I'm long 52 and 3/4 53, and I'm putting them out at 54 while I'm doing this with you guys. Um, I'm flat. Um, I've never taken human anatomy, or I've taken one course. I don't know how to do a mitral valve replacement, but I'm going to try. Oh, I killed the patient. Now I need to go to a trading psychologist. Or sorry, right? You got to put in the work. You got to understand why you're taking trades. I would say 100% of traders don't even know the business reason why they're taking a trade. They're out there spending money, putting money down, but they have no idea what the business reason is. It's just based off a technical indicator or pattern or something, but they have no idea what creates the pattern. It's simple, but it's not told to you guys. For some reason, nobody wants to tell you guys the truth. So they keep spinning you around in patterns, indicators, and software, and right? Psychology is important, but really psychology comes down to business discipline. I think trading psychology, a lot of it is a crutch for lack of discipline, right? Business discipline is something that you need to be cheap. You start retail trading, you don't have $100 million to trade with. And even if you did, you want to manage your expenses, be a smart operator. Let's see if it holds 52 again. My goodness, this is really bad chop, right? No, Anne Marie, I don't think people do know the truth. I think I think it's a travesty that we allow people out there with their hard-earned money and it just gets taken so quickly. I hate watching people lose money. I hate it. The habits, good idea. Good business habits are good trading habits, Fred. Like if you owned a business, right? I know, I know. You have to excuse me. I have that protector instinct where I automatically try and protect people from making. It comes from being a bouncer. It comes from doing things like that, where you're trying to protect people from doing stupid things. It's very frustrating. Life would be much easier if you just took advantage of those people. But you're trying to help them, and it's frustrating. All right, there we go. 52 and a half up to 55 again. Right, so we've got bids under 52 at VWAP. We've got a bit of a rotation between 51 and 55. Right. Yeah, it's like when I see somebody, you're like, oh yeah, this guy sold me this software. It's only $1,500 and $300 a month, and I'm like, oh, good God. You know, it's true. Maybe that's why I'm teaching. uh, it's very hard. I don't even know how you'd go about automating this because I don't have any software skill. I mean, people do, right? It's I find people who write code fascinating. They're like the Da Vinci's of the modern world. Now we're gonna go take out that poor high. Remember that poor high? There it is. ChatGPT. The if-then statements are really the letters, Jay. Basically, what these are. This is like the first half-hour candle, right? The letters come from Chicago. In Chicago, 9:30 to 10, where this market profile stuff was invented, they would call that A period. And then in 5 minutes, we'll be in B period, which is 10 o'clock to 10:30, right? You, Jay, if you look back on my videos, I've got a bunch of videos. There's good books on it, but it's really quite simple. All we're doing is we're taking a half-hour candle and we open it up so you can see the transactions inside it. This business is very difficult for retail people because they're not told what they need to do. They get told all sorts of conflicting information. When you go work on a trade desk, there's only one way to do things. What did I miss? We didn't take out the high. Not ready yet. Quite frustrating. Right? A trade setup is basically a way to do business that's repeatable and scalable, and where your risk is built into the trade execution setup. So, for example, We like this trade called the look below and fail. So what we do when we take that trade is when the market looks below and comes back up over this level, we buy as close to level as we can. We put our stop under those candles here, and that's our first target. Right. Jay, if you feel like it, drop by our room at thetradingsyndicate.org and try us out for a month. We're cheap. And I'll get on a phone call with you and see if I can help. See, look how it stops selling off right at VWAP. So there's some bids at VWAP, but gosh, this is really. Or you can direct message me at vwaptrader1 on X at any time. I don't know what's going on with Elon Musk and X. It's very hard. There's so much spam and bots and everything in your email, in your messaging. It's very strange. But yeah, I'll be happy to help. So there's still good looking out, Jam. There's still that competitive seller at 57. Like I say, I'm really, right? I'm very curious. What's lurking down here? Right? Down at this 43, 44. I really want that. I want to see that level get tested. Let's see. Can we test it? Yeah, our balance zone works nicely. We'll see what happens in the next period. Usually what happens when a market moves up the way this has is we'll go sideways and we'll distribute this stuff up here, right? That's generally what happens in these markets. You'll see it happen over and over and over again, right? Look at that profile of the overhead. That's crazy. See, here we move up, go sideways and distribute, put it on sale. The sale brings in buyers, go sideways and distribute, back up again, sideways and distribute, put it on sale, back up again, right? And that's that cycle. It keeps going, right? Every single dip is bought aggressively in an uptrend. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so, Rolly. From your lips to the goddess of order flow. Maybe we get some liquidation. One can only hope, Fred. Here we go. We're going to take that B low now and try and take out that A low, right? And see if we can we get under 48. That's the first step. Second step is to get past 44, right? So what you're seeing up here is distribution. You're seeing selling at higher price. Now, you want you want to hear me like upset everybody who's watching? Ready? Can anybody guess what I'm going to say? What if B period's an inside bar? There, I said it. Which means, which means nothing's going to happen for the next half an hour. Oh, I mean, I love you guys, but I am a trader, and you're not a trader unless you torture other traders. It's part of the business. Uh, you done for the day, Jerry? Go do something fun. Actually, it would be pretty horrible if it was an inside bar. So now there must be something happen. What's going on in the world of equities? Anything hot? What's popping out there? So our room has ES futures. It's got gold, NQ. There's something for everyone, just in case it's like this. And you do trade stock. Oh, look, a sell order. Call the newspaper. Ooh, a poor low. Double bottom. Come on. Oh, yes, liquidation. Not an inside bar. Beautiful. Come on, 45. Hey, Blues Queen. Yeah, this is a special kind of inside bar, or it was. It's just very, very slow. I thought this price action would be Thursday, Friday. I didn't think it would get like this early in the week. Very strange. Is Tech taking a day off? Tech needs to take a breather. Can't buy any of these tech stocks. They're all so high. What level do I have at 67.45 and a half? Ah, good question. It is this level right here with the solid line. These are levels that I came up with from a balance zone quite a ways back, actually. That balance zone originally was, where was it? Oh, good grief. It was 56.75 to 57.54. And you keep doubling it. So 45 was just one of the levels. Is NVIDIA taking a breather? Oh, that's good. Apple 255. Wow. Unbelievable. Geez, this KTOS. We found this thing in July, August. Should have bought this thing. My friends bought Corning. That was a nice buy. They bought it in the summer. That did well. How's Microsoft? Still holding 55.11. It's close. It's like dancing on that 511.70. And back to ES, which has done nothing. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm trying to find. Can anybody see a nice rotation? Maybe there to there? 49 to 53 half? Oh, is that what a megaphone means? Higher highs, lower lows. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's good for watching. And and it's a good thing that you're exercising patience, Hank, because it really is a pickpocket market. Sugar futures. I've never looked at any of that stuff. Grain, sugar. And the ES isn't usually this plugged up. Now, as the candles get smaller, it just means it's getting slower. Right? Those 1 minute candles, when they start getting real small, that means that the customer flow is getting less and less and less. Yeah, we are waiting for something. We have no big events this week, do we? Just other than month end on Monday. Ah, Fed guy. Can supply become too restricted for business? Now, Hank, that's the first time we've ever had to think about that question. It makes business worse for us. The more and more restricted supply gets in a market, the less smooth the price action is. The higher the market goes, right? The higher the market goes, the less people want to buy size. So that creates a kind of like it's like nobody really wants to blink. So it just kind of keeps creeping higher. Let's hope Mr. Powell Helps shake loose some of this inventory. If this keeps up, I mean, I can't see it keeping up for the next 3 trading days. But if it does, uh, there are going to be some. There are going to be some people who are really upside down on the short side. I mean, if they can't get any relief. You know, maybe Powell will be able to shake something loose. It's very hard to trade, Scalp King. I'm not going to trade until maybe later on. You know, as our friend Paul Asmar would say, and you have to imagine a really thick Brooklyn accent, I ain't trading that. Don't worry, folks. Go do something fun. Come back in a little while. Right? There might be a decent Globex trade tonight. The thing is, don't get forced into a bad position. You know? I think it's 12:45 Eastern Time, Moran. Maybe he'll shake something loose. So now, let's see if we look above and fail and come back down. Good grief. Can we even hope for a rotation? Yeah, after a big run up, sideways distribution is how you do it, right, Scalp King? Right? You know you've got shorts holding the market up under 44, so you use those shorts sort of as a table, you know? So let's say, you know, if you shorted 53, 63, like say I'm short now, I got my stop up here at 54, right? Go put some buy orders in. It's really the only kind of scalping you're going to do. And if it doesn't break 52 and a half, then you know what to do, right? Not the best trading environment. Yeah, we've seen this pattern many times. Big move up, sideways distribution for a day or two, and then liquidation, and then another big move up. Right? You know? So let me take those back and flat. Don't worry. End of month, end of quarter. And then we get into the last quarter. Once we get into that last quarter, I'm sure there'll be some movement. I'm here every day, brother. Thank you. All right. Come rain or shine, I'm here. Yeah, it's nice interacting with people. I grew up on a trade desk. You always had people around, always talking, playing practical jokes on each other, having a laugh. And making money too, but it's always nice to have a bit of socializing, keep each other out of trouble. I would say smoke a couple of cigars, but can't do that anymore. Oh boy. Anybody has any questions, please ask. Be happy to see if I can answer them or help you get answers. There you go, Hank. Oh my goodness. Well, what do you think, folks? Should we shut her down a little early? Are you guys completely bored out of your minds? Yes? No? Up to you guys. Yeah, the sizes of the candles definitely. Um, oh, good. You guys have questions. Okay. Size of the candles tell me, Dan, if how slow business is. So if you get it like this, that's really slow. This is the open, right? So you get more customer traffic. Get it? And that helps you manage your expectations. Difference between a poor low and a tail. That's what they used to call a tail in the old days. A poor low is if you just had this, right? If there was just an AB double bottom. So what that means is that there is competitive buying there, right? The tails were more when we had human traders, right? You'd have a longer tail. Waiting for the big kahuna? King Kamehameha Powell, right, Renee? Uh, do you ever trade indices on multiple day basis? No. Patrick, I am a short-term player because I have a couple of other businesses, and so for me, trading is like in and out. I'm a short-term trader. I like to know whether or not I make my money quickly, get in, out. I don't, in this market, like holding for multiple days. But I do teach people how to do it if you're interested. But myself, I like just getting in, out, making my daily bread, and being gone. I mean, look how it's teasing us. It just comes down here and it just stops dead and reverses. You know, I've been waiting for 67.45 now for an hour and a half. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. You know? Oh, well. Patience, my friends, patience. If you have a poor low or a double bottom, generally it means that there are trap shorts down there. Somebody please sell something. Go relax, Howard. Take it easy. Ah, good question. If a single print is traded in an overnight, it is not considered filled. It's still considered a single print because according to the market profile guys, not me, that's their rule, that if it went down there at nighttime, somebody came and bought all the cheap supply, and that cheap supply is gone in the daytime when the real market opens. So at this time of night, yeah, there was a seller. At this time, no. So they consider this still unfilled because the New York Stock Exchange is not open. That's a big thing for futures traders. Those old market profile traders, a big thing for them is the New York Stock Exchange open or not? Patrick, are you in my trading room? If not, just drop by the room and I'll also put my right. Those are you can reach me at those places. I'll be happy to help. Yeah, I've heard him say that. But that's old now, Dan. Right? So just reach out to me on X. So Dan, what he said, that was in the 80s. Now we have major players using very, very, very precise electronic trading. So you have to kind of adapt it a little bit. Because all the major players now, they don't use human traders. So that overrunning levels, that doesn't happen so much because now they all have very, very specific automation. Right. We're getting close to 67.45. Maybe if I stay on another 4 minutes, we'll tag it. It's a slow ES day, Sandy, after a massive short squeeze yesterday. Very, very tough doing business under these conditions for us as retail traders. Wholesalers are doing great. They always do great. Thanks, Dan. It's I look at these charts and I'm like, what am I going to say to them today? you know, Trade well, everyone. Thanks so much for being with me. Everyone uses algos. Everyone does, my friend. You're at a disadvantage if you don't in this market. Everything is automated. It's the future is here. Algos, are much cheaper than human traders. And you don't have to bail algos out of jail at 3 o'clock in the morning because they've taken a swing at a bouncer. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good trading day. Be smart out there. It's true. I mean, you don't have to bail algos out of jail. You don't have to put them in rehab. They're much more economical to run than human beings. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Trade safe out there. Bye for now.